Hello, everybody. I know it's been a minute since I've talked on my podcast, but I wanted to get back into it. So, welcome to NotYourAverage925. I also want to talk about a little bit of what else is going on with the brand. I've actually been working on a clothing line and starting some prototype and samples, and they'll be out soon. So you can actually on Instagram, you can actually follow NotYourAverage925, and soon some samples will be up of the artwork and the t-shirts. There's going to be a lot more artwork that I'm going to be creating that can go on customized shirts when you order them. So that will be exciting. I'm still working on the website. I'm actually collabing with somebody who, on a dual website. It's my friend Rosie White. Her brand is the White Elephant Collective, and we're both going to be putting our merchandise on that site. So I'm excited to get that started and just keep you guys updated on that. So I hope you enjoy this episode. Today we're going to be talking about a little bit of what you can be doing in quarantine that is productive and a good start to basically spring and spring cleaning and just rejuvenating and reinventing, since now the weather is hopefully starting to turn a little bit and we can start coming out of I guess we can't really start coming out of our caves, but we can at least improve our environment. And when we do go out, we can social distance appropriately, I guess, and start to come out and enjoy things and feel like we're actually productive. So today I'm going to have a guest on my podcast, and that will be my mother. Since we're in quarantine, it's pretty easy to get family members to be on my podcast because they're basically stuck with me, so they don't really have a choice. But she was happy to do it, so let's give it to her for a second.
Hi podcast. So I've been taking this time to improve aspects of my life. At first I was in shock and grief, and I decided to eat and drink everything and just lie with the covers over my head and watch really, really weird shows, right? And then we got into a reality and started making plans, and we started exercising every day. I was whitening my teeth every day. Mm-hmm. Let's see, I'm painting the house little bit by little bit.
Yeah, as we're doing this podcast, if you hear any brushing noises, that's actually her painting the kitchen. She's been having a lot of projects like that around the house.
So I decided, instead of starting smoking again, because I haven't smoked in 20 years, I will paint everything. It's the same kind of thing. It's just an action that you do over and over again. So it's really fun. So I buy little quarts of paint, and I match them for different parts of the house. And I use Ferrum Ball. Love Ferrum Ball. You have to go out and get Ferrum Ball's color chart. Okay. And you take it around your house and you find little improvement places that you need to fix. And we paint them, and quart by quart and room by room. And it's very satisfying, and it keeps you really busy.
Right.
And it's fun to change colors on things. So that is one area. What is the other area we're improving?
I've been cleaning my room, which hasn't really been touched, which feels like in ages. So it's kind of funny because it's almost like a museum, and I'm finding things that are almost nostalgic, or I'll find something and I'll be like, I've been looking for this for so long, and
teeth guard
and all this funny stuff. So it's actually really nice to go through everything. It's also nice to get rid of things that you don't want or don't need, so you can make room for new things, or just have that clean space. I feel like, especially since we're very much in our homes now, more than ever, we're finding the importance of making it a very clean, relaxed, serene environment, so that we feel the best that we can. And I think that it should be that way anyway, but I think right now we're definitely seeing the importance of it. And that's what I've been doing. I'm proud of myself for doing that. And yeah,
some broken things.
Mm-hmm.
I fixed a broken mirror. I fixed a broken picture that fell off the wall and the mat broke. I retaped it and repainted it. I fixed I framed things that we just stuck to the wall, like old artwork that we liked, but we just stuck it with tape, like 10 years ago, and they were all curled up.
Yeah.
What else am I fixing? Oh yeah, hinges. A door fell off, and I bought hinges, so Dad has to fix that. I've been in the yard going crazy. Dad pulled down a tree that was hanging over the wires. He used the car and pulled it down. We're like some old farmers, and we're gonna make a vegetable garden in the front, but it's not quite time yet. We've already created an herb garden, and it's indoors, and we're gonna bring it outdoors when it's 50 degrees out. So we're really producing, right? And we're cooking nice things. Oh, and we made our first strange cocktail last night, or fun cocktail, remember?
Oh, like projects like that where it's fun and interactive with other people in your family, or just like things that you enjoy doing. We love to drink. Just kidding. But when you make it more specialty cocktails that in happy hour drink, that's kind of fun instead of just like drinking boring whatever. And so we made Negroni. And so for everyone out there, get your pens and papers. To make a Negroni, first you need Campari.
Campari's awesome.
And then you need gin. And then you also need vermouth. Yeah. And it depends, but I guess it's like not too sweet of a vermouth. And then 2 tablespoons of each of those things. You shake it, and you can add ice or have no ice. And then you pour it, and it's obviously that's what a Negroni is, and it's really, really refreshing. So nice, and it's it's medicinal almost. And it's really nice after like a long day of doing different things in your house or your yard, different things. Definitely on a spring day, it feels really nice to have. But I feel like during this whole thing, people have definitely been creative. They've been thinking of different projects. I've been working on a puzzle. It's taking a while, but yeah. And everyone's doing little different things, which is fun.
Oh, we played games.
We found board games. We've been working on that. So that's been fun. But even just other things that we've learned, I feel like anyone can see that people are starting to come together. Families are more united. Basically everyone's in like a unit, and everyone's so friendly. Like when you see somebody, even though they might be like staying 6 feet apart, when you're walking, like everyone's like hello, and then it's just like a very interesting time. And something else I've saw that everyone's talking about is in places like LA, the smog is finally gone for like the first time in 40 years, or in Paris, the sky is visible. So it's like there are these weird things coming out of this that environmentally are really interesting to look at. And I feel like what was that quote that person you work with said?
There's no back to normal. It's all going to the future. Mm-hmm. No such thing. There's no back to normal.
So now we just kind of have to move forward and kind of take what we've learned and make it useful for the future, which I think is very important right now at a time like this. So that's exciting.
We're redefining ourselves.
Yeah. And I also think people need to be kind to each other. Don't listen to too much of the news. Only listen to it here and there so you get information. And you have a brain. You can see what's good news and what isn't. And what I will say is, above whoever told you this or whoever says it, there is doctor recommended, I guess, known information that if you go out into the sun, it's only because I feel like Trump said it that now people can't take it, but he got it from a doctor, so it's a true thing. If you go out into the sun, it's very healing, and it helps with any bacteria, anything that is poisonous. It basically destroys it, and obviously still practice sanitation, social distancing, even when you're in the sun. But the good thing out of it is the sun is really good for you. It has vitamin D, and you should be taking maybe supplements as well with those kind of vitamins. Oranges, you should be eating oranges, definitely having mimosas. But what I feel like is going out in the sun, going out in nature is so healthy for you, so good for you mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I feel like seeing how it is actually healthy during this time, even recommended by doctors, I guess, that I would say that is something that people really should be doing. And as it's getting nicer out, as long as you're still being responsible and social distancing, it's really important to just get outside. That's what I would say. Yeah. But I'm sure that that's common sense.
For sure.
But it's definitely important to remind everyone to do, and yourself. So it's a good thing to do. We've even been going on walks when it was on rainy days. We're being like those loyal fans. We'll go on a walk even when it's not nice, so that you don't just stop. Because as it's been right now, the weather hasn't been that perfect, so you can't just only go out when it's a perfect day outside, because that's very few and far between. But hopefully it starts to get nicer out.
It's like anything. It's like anything that you put in your habit daily, and then you can't live without it.
So do you have any other things to pass the time right now? Any other ideas?
Think of something you've always wanted to do. I wish I had done a sculpture, or, just something fun.
Yeah.
Like there's something, if you want to do it, you can do it. I bet you have ingredients in your house to do any kind of craft that you've always wanted to do. Needlepoint, crocheting, sewing, painting.
What about, do you have any movie, TV recommendations?
Oh my God, Arrested Development and Curb Your Enthusiasm are so laugh out loud funny. Laugh out loud funny.
Why do you like Curb Your Enthusiasm so much?
Larry David, and I thought he was overrated, but he's awesome. and everyone was like, oh, if you love Arrested Development, you'll love Curb Your Enthusiasm. But I thought, I'll never love anything as much as Arrested Development. But I do love Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it's really good. And Larry David is just a genius at comedy. He's definitely like a self-deprecating, schmuck. And he always is predictably, does the worst thing possible, which I love. Like, sometimes Woody Allen was like that. He hit that point. But this guy's great.
Yeah.
I never get bored with it. And I laugh out loud. There's nothing more healthy than laughing out loud, right?
Yeah, he makes you laugh so hard sometimes, just because he's so crazy. But it's definitely one of those shows that I highly recommend. Any books that you recommend, Mom, for people to read if they're patient and they have the patience for reading?
I have that book, 21 Things for the 21st Century, and it predicts something like this.
Really?
I was reading it last year in Barcelona, and it's all about AI and in the future and jobs, and that there's definitely about what's going on with the planet, and definitely some things are going to be evolving that have to do with global warming. That's a good one, but it's a little serious. I haven't read it since the coronavirus. I feel like I don't want to be so serious.
Yeah, I felt like at first when this happened, I couldn't handle anything too funny.
Yeah.
Because I was like taking everything so seriously. And now, since everything's kind of settled a little bit more, now I like almost don't want anything too serious. Mm-hmm. Because it's like you kind of need, because the serious is the news. And then after that, you kind of need something that's like comedic relief after that. And it's like you kind of want that escapism a little bit. Mm-hmm. So it's nice to watch shows that are funny, like Curb Your Enthusiasm, or just like do things that are artistic, because it's just balancing out all the other stuff that is different, not like that. So.
Yeah, artistic things make you feel good. Even tie-dye, remember you were tie-dyeing?
Oh yeah, I've been tie-dyeing stuff. It's so satisfying. Or bleaching.
Just improving things.
Even TikToking.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's just some fun things we've been doing. But I'm trying to think. Definitely the next episode I'll talk more. I'm probably going to have a guest on who we both like to watch the same kind of shows. So we'll definitely talk about the new show Outer Banks. Because obviously it's basically going all over and everyone is watching it because it's amazing. And we'll also be talking about some other tips and things that we've learned. I think I'm going to try to do also a recipe for a specialty drink every week. Today we did the Negroni, and I'll definitely keep you updated. And yeah, what else do you have to say?
Good luck during this coronavirus, and enjoy some of the humor that's out there. There's so many funny things like TikTok.
Yeah, TikTok is actually so
like
funny.
Terrible, but we've been watching animal videos. I don't know if that's
Oh my gosh, my parents have been watching animal videos of pet raccoons. And honestly, the funniest thing I feel like is watching my parents be so weird, because I actually don't live here usually. I just moved to New York City, so being back, it's kind of funny. But they like adopt all these wild animals in the yard, like all the birds, there's ducks, and my dad like feeds them daily with bird food. And sometimes there's raccoons in the yard, and basically my parents have fallen in love with the raccoons now. So now they watch like pet raccoon videos, and it's really funny.
The duckies are outside right now.
Oh my god. But
And the duckies love the dovies.
yeah.
It's so cute.
But yeah, it's just funny. But it's an interesting time for sure. But I feel like everyone's just trying to be positive and be creative. There was even like in our town, like a 6 feet apart, where people like drank on like coolers and waited for their delivery food. And you know what I mean? People are just being as creative and safe as they can while they can still enjoy things. And I think that's like the most important thing. It's just being positive and finding ways to live your life. And yeah, my mom basically almost painted the entire kitchen.
Right?
So that's exciting. Oh. Okay, so thank you for listening to Not Your Average 9 to 5. I'll keep you updated on the different projects and things going on. And what else do you have to say?
Thank you. Dankjewel. Merci.
Konnichiwa.
Grazie. Dankeschön.
Swadika.
Bye.
Bye.